All right, and this is section 15. Then said Gangleri, "Where is the chief abode or holy place of the gods?" Har answered, "That is at the ash of Yggdrasil. There the gods must give judgment every day." Then Gangleri asked, "What is to be said concerning that place?" Then said Har, "The ash is greatest of all trees and best. Its limbs spread out over all the world and stand above heaven. 3 roots of the tree uphold it and stand exceeding broad. One is among the Aesir, another among the Rime giants, in that place where aforetime was the yawning void. The third stands over Niflheim, and under that root is Hvergelmir, and Nidhogger gnaws the root from below. But under that root which turns toward the Rime giants is Mimir's well, wherein wisdom and understanding are stored. And he is called Mimir, who keeps the well. He is full of ancient lore, since he drinks of the well from the Jallarhorn. Thither came Allfather, and craved one drink of the well, but he got it not until he had laid his eye in pledge. The third root of the ash stands in heaven, and under that root is the well which is very holy, that is called the Well of Urder. There the gods hold their tribunal. Each day the Aesir ride thither up over Bifrost, which is also called the Aesir's Bridge. These are the names of the Aesir's steeds. Sleipnir is best, which Odin has. He has 8 feet. Then said Gangleri, "Does fire burn over Bifrost?" Har replied, "That which thou seest to be red in the bow is burning fire. The hill giants might go up to heaven if passage on Bifrost were open to all those who would cross. There are many fair places in heaven, and over everything there a godlike watch is kept. A hall stands there, fair, under the ash by the well, and out of that hall come 3 maids, who are called thus: Urder, Verdandi, Skuld. These maids determine the period of men's lives. We call them Norns, but there are many Norns, those who come to each child that is born to appoint his life. These are of the race of the gods, but the second are of the elf people, and the third are of the kindred of the dwarves." Then said Gangleri, "If the Norns determine the weirds of men, then they apportion exceeding unevenly, seeing that some have a pleasant and luxurious life, but others have little worldly goods or fame. Some have long life, others short." Har said, "Good Norns and of honorable race appoint good life, but those men that suffer evil fortunes are governed by evil Norns." There's so much important stuff in section 15, because this is where we really start to talk about the ash tree, which is also called the Yggdrasil tree, but we're just going to call it ash tree. So the ash tree has, it's huge. It's like covers the whole world. It has 3 main roots, and they tell you where they all are. The first one is among the Aesir, so in heaven, basically, Asgard. The second root is where the Rime giants live, and the third is in Niflheim. Okay? Under the root in Niflheim, because there's a well that accompanies each root, the well with the root in Niflheim is called Hvergelmir. The well that is accompanying the root with the frost giants or the Rime giants is Mimir's well. And then the third root is in the Well of Urder, which is where the gods gather every day. Some of the other things that get mentioned here. Nidhogger gnaws at the root in Niflheim, which is way at the bottom of the tree in the south. He's like a huge serpent. Okay, we'll hear more about him, I think, in the next section. There's also a really quick blurb about Mimir's well. Odin going to crave the knowledge that Mimir's well can offer him. He had to pledge one of his eyes. So that's why when you see, like, in movies with Odin, or if you see pictures of Odin represented, he always has one eye, and usually has like a patch or something over the other eye. This is why, because he traded an eye to be all-knowing. We also find out that Odin's horse is called Sleipnir, and it has 8 feet. So it's real interesting to look at, I'm sure. And then they have a little blurb that there's some fire that keeps the hill giants away from Asgard. They also bring up something that is straight from Greek mythology, these Norns. So in Greek mythology, we knew them as fates. They decided everybody's length of life. Specifically, the Norns in Norse mythology have names, at least these 3 do: Urder, Verdandi, and Skuld. They determine the period of how long we live. But then there's also this idea that there are lots of Norns. We're each paired with one, and they decide how our life is lived, if it's good or bad. And that's what, interestingly, Gangleri says something about, like, well, they don't really fairly distribute lives. And their answer, the gods' answer, is, well, because the good Norns make sure their person has a good life that's long and healthy, and the bad Norns, they are bad, so they don't do a good job of it. So we'll hear more about the ash tree in the next section.